Hello everyone, welcome to Shell Point Today for Thursday, August the 6th. I'm Rich Nation.
And I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi. On today's show, Melanie Desilets will find out what it takes to become a thrift store cashier. Golf club professional Gary Keating will have a lesson for us, and Heather Battey and Melanie Broad will provide another fit tip.
But first, we want to remind you that tomorrow morning the marketplace will be held in the administrative courtyard on the island. This is your chance to purchase from local vendors, whether it's unique jewelry selections, crafts, or fresh produce from local vendors. This is a great opportunity to get outdoors for some fresh air and take advantage of a great shopping experience. So come on out to the island from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 on Friday.
Tomorrow is another lunch opportunity traveling aboard the Suzy Q as you boat to Doc Ford's waterfront restaurant on Fort Myers Beach. This unique outing offers mouth-watering entrees including Caribbean cuisine amid awe-inspiring tropical setting. This Suzy Q lunch outing to Doc Ford's launches every first Friday of the month, which includes tomorrow at 10 a.m. with a return time of approximately 2 p.m. So sign up at the Island Greeting Desk.
Volunteer coordinator Melanie Desilets is starting a new career in retail. Well, not really. Actually, she's learning to be a cashier. But that's not the whole story either. She's helping out Erica May down at the community thrift store. But wait, let me explain. While she is helping out Erica and she is at the thrift store, it's only for today. Now that's what I call part-time work. Anyway, Erica is looking for volunteers to help in the thrift store, so Melody is helping out. No, not by volunteering at the thrift store. See, Melody thought it would be great to find out just how easy it is to learn to operate the cash register. So she could show you, the residents, what it's like in case you might want to give it a try yourself. It's supposed to be quite simple, really, unlike me trying to introduce this next segment.
Hi, Shell Point. As Rich Nation alluded, I'm beginning a new career, but not really. Actually, we're here today at the community thrift store at Miners Shopping Plaza. And Erica May, the manager here, is going to show me how to operate the cash register. We are in need of volunteers right now for the register, so we're going to kind of reveal the mystery behind what some may say is a stigma of difficulty with the register itself. So Erica, thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'm a little nervous, I'll be honest with you, because I've never touched this machine before, but I'm sure under your great guidance, you will reveal this mystery. So let's get started. We picked out a few items from the store representing different departments. So if you can show me how to start this process, we'd appreciate it.
Okay, well the first thing is you don't need to fear the cash register. It's really simple, and what makes it great is we had one of the volunteers make this lovely pricing list here. So if there's something that isn't priced on a tag, you can just look on here and automatically glance at it and then punch in the price. So that takes away a lot of the confusion or, as you say, scariness. So we can just take this item right here, this cute little, it's a boutique little jacket. And what you would first do is you'd look at the tag, which is usually on the right side of the item. And this one's boutique, so this one's $16. So we would just take this and then we would punch in $16 on the register. And then as far as the departments, there's only 8. And of the 8, there's only 4 buttons. Generally, anything that is clothing or something that you would put on your body, including purses or shoes, is Department 1. So this would be under Department 1. So what you would do then is you would key in the price of $16 and hit Department 1.
I just want to draw a little attention to this. Like she said, it is a boutique item. This is generously donated by Margaret and Ken Axtell. So we just want to thank them for that. It's a brand new item, as you can see, and hence why it's a little more than the usual. It still has the tags on it, so it's a wonderful item. Okay, so if you can show me, you said $16.
All right, so
I key in 16.
Yes.
And then we do the double zero.
Yes.
Okay.
And then hit Department 1, which is the very first button there. And
And
that's
do you
it.
hear that? That tape went up. That's a good sign. Okay.
All right, if that's all, and you would say, is that all for your purchases today? Yes. Then you would hit Subtotal.
Okay. Which is the SBTL button.
Yes.
Okay.
And then it reflects on the register the tax, which is 6%, and the total then would be $16.96.
Okay, so we would say that to our customer. So in this case, the customer gave us a semi-crispy Andrew Jackson $20 bill. So now we type in 20, no decimal point, cash, no sale button, and then the drawer would pop open.
That's correct.
The drawer then pops open. We leave the 20 here
That's
so
correct.
we know what they did give us. We count it back to them. So in this case, 4 cents brings us up to 17, 18, 19, and 20. So you just saw one transaction, and it was a fairly simple item, one article of clothing. But now we're going to get a little bit deeper into purchases because you never know what your customer is going to buy here at the thrift store. So in this case, we have a lovely 1951 book, Our Babies. It's a little obsolete, so you don't really want to take the advice from this book, but it's a beautiful published work of how to take care of your baby. We have a very unique item here. It's a Mexican carved animal. And we also have a box chair slip. This is from a chair back in our furniture section. And we do have sales quite often here at the thrift store. So we're going to throw a little difficulty into the mix because furniture is on sale for 50% off. So Erica, take this away. Show me what is our next step.
Okay, so for the first item, which is a book, you would punch in $6.
Okay. So 6, no decimal point, double zero.
Correct. And then again, you just look at the department 1 through 8 here. And the second one, department 2, is a catch-all for most of the items that we sell here at the store. And you'll notice through here, the very last item is books.
Perfect.
So you hit department 2.
Okay. Department 2.
Okay, and then the second item is the lovely Mexican wood carving.
Yes, this very unique piece. This is $40.
Correct.
Okay.
So then you can $40. And again, this would fall under wares.
So this is our general speaking
Yes.
catch-all. Okay, so department 2.
Correct.
Again. Okay. And you'll see that the department actually pops up
Yes,
there. It
it
doesn't
does.
mean you have 2 items. It just means that is the department.
That's
we
correct.
keyed in. Okay.
Okay, the third item is a piece of furniture. It's a cute little chair.
Yeah, so you don't physically see the chair, but you see the tag that they have brought up.
Correct.
Okay, so we key in $25.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll notice that we only have 4 buttons for the departments, and then the little tiny departments for the other 4 are up here.
Okay.
So in this case, it's department 5. So you would hit shift and then release, and then department 5.
Okay. Shift. Department 5 is right there
Yes,
on
go
the
ahead and hit
department
it.
1 key. Okay.
And see, that reflects department 5. For the month of August, all furniture is 50% off. So in this case, then we would put 50% off. And it's
Okay.
really easy. You just punch in the 2 numbers, which would be 50.
Okay.
And then it's always followed by 2 zeros. So in this case, it would be 5,000.
Okay.
Okay, and then you'll see these little keys up here. The farthest one to the right is a percentage key. So it would be this little blue key here, percentage.
Wow, that's fantastic. So half of $25 is of course $12.50.
So it shows the negative 1250 right there.
And it took off half of that item only.
Correct.
So you would need to, in this case, if you had multiple pieces of furniture, take off the 50% after keying in each item.
Yes.
So that way we didn't take off the 50% off the book or the wood carving,
That's right.
but only the furniture.
That's correct.
So then as you showed me before, a subtotal.
That's right.
Well, customer, your grand total today is $62.01.
So the customer will give her 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65.01.
Okay, so then I would key this in.
Yes,
65.01 cash.
that's correct.
And they get back 63, 64, 65.01 is your change. Thank you for coming into the community thrift store. Now, as you saw, that was just a very short snippet, and like I said, I was a little nervous, but Erica is a great teacher. She showed us the way to do simple transactions. Of course, if you're a new volunteer, training would be provided in its entirety. We would never put you out on your own until you're fully comfortable with the process.
Of course.
And even then, things come up. Days never stay the same because you never know who's going to come in the store and what they're going to purchase. So you are on hand to help them as well as our leader volunteer.
Yes, and Ryan, our assistant. So either one of us are always available at any given time if there's an issue.
Okay, and there's also, if there is a mistake, you can fix it as well.
Oh yeah,
right?
that's no issue. Just keep a copy of the receipt, write void on it, no problem. You don't have to fear about making a mistake.
Excellent. So Erica, tell us what we are looking for specifically as far as volunteer shifts go.
Mainly in the afternoons and on Saturdays. We're always short of help. And then if you want to start out as just a cashier assistant and work your way up to the cashier, we would gladly do that too. And in this case, then the cashier assistant could get out a bag and just bag up the items, or if it's dishes or anything, they would wrap it up and hand it to the customer, and that way it frees up the cashier to take on the next customer.
Excellent. Okay, so I hope we revealed a little bit of the mystery. There's nothing too intimidating about the cashier position. It is a very worthwhile volunteer opportunity that we need your help with. The store right now is open from Tuesday to Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. The shifts, Erica, are how long?
Generally about 3.5 hours, so there's a little bit of overlap around lunchtime, but 3.5 hours.
Great, and we see a chair there, so if you do
yeah.
need to sit down,
Yes.
this may be the position for you. We would love to have you out here. If you are interested, please contact me, Melanie Desilets, at 454-2290. Like we said, no day is the same. You get to meet people from all over, not just Shell Point, and you also get to work with your friends and neighbors. So I think it's a wonderful opportunity. I'm looking forward to the droves of people interested in being a cashier here at the thrift store, and I thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And now it's time for instructor Gary Keating of the Shell Point Golf Course to give us another golfing tip.
You've noticed the putting surface behind me. It's our new Platinum Paspalum. The members and the guests playing so far this season, they're really excited about the condition of the golf course. We've got some new tees from last summer. I think the golf course is in by far the best condition I've seen it. Why don't you come out and play golf at Shell Point? You can also check us out on the webpage at shellpointgolf.com. Thank you.
Resort Services Heather Battey and fitness instructor Melody Brode have another fit tip to keep you, well, fit.
Hi, I'm Heather Battey with Melanie Brode. Today's fit tip. What are we working today, Heather? Today we're going to work on our core, our obliques, and low back, and we are going to hit a little bit of our bottom. Sounds like a total body workout. What do you have? All right, we're going to start in plank. All right, Heather is doing a modified plank. I call it modified because she has her knees down. Notice how the back doesn't sway. When you do a plank, I find these very difficult. You have to keep your core engaged and your back. Working the shoulders, glutes. How can you make it harder, Heather?
You're going to pop up to your toes and really hold your core tight and engaged.
I find that when I do this full plank, that if I tighten up my leg muscles, it helps support my core and makes it a little bit easier. Why don't you try to give me a rock or a hip dip to add your obliques, Heather? Perfect. This is probably the most difficult of the 3 variations of the plank. If you can do a plank for 2 minutes, you are in awesome shape. That's great, Heather.
One thing I wanted to talk about when we're doing plank, you want to really watch your shoulders, that they're over your elbows. So when you're in your plank position, you want that 90-degree angle. You don't want to have your elbows out too far because that's going to be too much strain on your shoulders. So make sure they're right underneath you.
Good point, Heather.
That's today's Fit Tip.
See you next time.
And now it's time to cover all of today's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Welcome to the Happenings segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chandler. This is Caitlin Van Scoy, and we're going to go over the activities we offer for you here today at Shell Point. We start bright and early with the Health Connections class, Bend, Breathe, and Balance. That's down in the Health Club on the island. And the round robin doubles tennis will be going on at the Woodlands at 7:30. 8 o'clock's the time the Men's Golf Association will be starting out down at the Shell Point Golf Club. The Paddlers Club will be meeting and taking off from the kayak storage facility at 8:30. At 9 o'clock, Samba, the card game, will be played at the Sable Room of the Woodlands. Shuffleboard will be at the Shuffleboard Courts at 9:15. And at 9:30, current events will be discussed in the Game Room of the Woodlands. 9:30, we have ladies match play tennis at the tennis courts. And we have a Sing Through the Summer going on in the choir room of the Village Church at 9:45. Also at 9:45, we have an introduction to beginning line dancing. Now that's in the Health Club. And that's followed by a 10:15 basic line dancing in the Health Club. We have a lunch outing going out at 10:30. Traipse out to Traders on Sanibel for lunch. It's a resident favorite. The court pickups begin on the island at 10:30, the Woodlands at 10:40, and Eagles Preserve and Estuary 10:50. 11 o'clock, the Suzy Q heads to Rum Runners for lunch. You do need to sign up at the Island Greeters desk for those trips. Here's Caitlin for the afternoon.
Thanks, Bev. At 12:45, we start with Mahjong being played at the Library Lounge. And at 1:30, we have a Health Connections class, Aqua Pilates Stretch. That's at the LifeQuest Aquatic Center. We move to 2:45 for another Health Connections class. It's called Balance and Mobility Training Level 2. That's in the Health Club, and that's currently full. Our seamstress will be here for her weekly service at 4 o'clock. She's going to be in the Osprey Room. At 4:30, Alcoholics Anonymous will be meeting in the Sable Room at the Woodlands. At 6:30, we have Pinochle available in the Library Lounge. And our last activity is at 7 o'clock. The Trailblazers Bible Study will be in the Game Room at the Woodlands. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Menus for Thursday. The Crystal Room is closed now through Saturday. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special is a turkey burger with sweet peppers and chips for $7.75. The dinner special is grilled shrimp for $8.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are grilled New York strip for $19.95 or coconut shrimp for $14.95. Menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm David Pavey. A local Florida story caught my attention recently. In fact, it received the attention of the international news media. A retired medic who had served with the Army in Vietnam, 77-year-old Vladislav Samsonov, known to everyone simply as Sam, worked as a Florida toll collector. For nearly 3 decades, Sam had worked at the Gasparilla Island Bridge toll booth. Now, Sam was a man of principle. One day, he turned the Bush family's Secret Service agents down when they tried to cross the toll booth gate without the required payment. A former sheriff's deputy on the island took that call from a disgruntled Secret Service man who said they shouldn't have to pay. Of course you have to pay, Sam. Even we have to pay, the sheriff's deputy said. Another time, many years ago, General Norman Schwarzkopf was scheduled to speak at the Boca Grande Club. When he came up to the toll booth, he said, "I'm General Norman Schwarzkopf." "It's good to meet you, sir," Sam responded. "I have a speaking engagement at the Boca Grande Club," the general replied. "Well, that's wonderful," Sam said, "and that will be $3.20. When Schwarzkopf told Sam that he didn't have any money, Sam told him to pull over and pull onto the side, and then he called Boca Grande Club and they sent someone right down to pay his toll for him. Anyway, one day recently a car pulled up at the toll booth pulling a trailer. But Sam mistakenly hit the car button in the booth, not the car with trailer button. So the motorist paid for 2 axles instead of 3. Wanting his register to balance with the axle count on the toll booth video, Sam then put $5.50 of his own money in the till. The next day, when the same vehicle passed, the driver refunded the $5.50 he had underpaid the day before. So Sam retrieved what he had kindly forked out. All was well that ended well. Not so in this case. Sam had been caught on tape putting money from his pocket into the register, and his employer was not amused, as this was against the rules. The Gasparilla Island Bridge Authority, knowing that Sam was planning to reduce his hours to 3 days per week, then offered him only 2 if he wanted to keep his job. Sam took this hard, seeing it as an offensive punishment. "If I can't be trusted for 4 days, how can I be trusted for 2 days?" he queried. "There was no crime committed, I just helped someone out." The company wouldn't budge, however, so he then informed them that he would quit, which led to their showing him the door. "After 29 years, you can't help feeling this way," he said.
And I gave children suckers 22, 23 years ago. Now I'm giving those children suckers for their children.
Sam said he'll reach out to the local hospital to become a volunteer just a few days a week to keep himself busy. But he'll miss the people he used to meet at the toll booth. There was no pension involved in the toll bridge work. He had a good one from the military, so he didn't need the money. Now, there are undoubtedly some details that are not included in this story. For example, this was not the first time Sam had been caught helping motorists with his own money when they didn't have enough change for the toll, which he knew was against the company's rules. The Bible tells us in 2 Corinthians 3, verse 6, that the letter of the law kills, but the spirit of the law gives life. In our story, the Gasparilla Island Bridge Authority kept the letter of the law, while Sam kept the spirit of the law. The letter of the law said, in effect, don't bail people out with personal money. The spirit of the law said, I'll see that one way or the other, the Gasparilla Island Bridge Authority gets every penny it's due. Unfortunately, with his spirit crushed, Sam's pride pushed him to resign rather than to accept the company's offer. The company's lack of grace for an old man who had served with honor for 29 years and was loved by all the locals deprived him of his job. In the New Testament, Pharisees are seen as people who place the letter of the law above the spirit of the law. Jesus did not come to abolish the law God gave to Moses, but to fulfill it. His purpose was to encourage people to look beyond the letter of the law to the spirit of the law, the principles behind the commandments and the law's intention. Jesus said all the law can be summed up in this: love God with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. His story about the Good Samaritan, which is recorded in Luke chapter 10, illustrates this. A traveler who is beaten by robbers is ignored by a priest and a Levite, but then rescued and compassionately cared for by none other than a Samaritan who was despised by the self-righteous Jewish people in those days. Both the priest and the Levite follow their prescribed regulations dutifully, yet they don't lift a finger to help the injured traveler. They keep the letter of the law. The Samaritan, on the other hand, goes beyond simply tending to the injured man. He puts him on his donkey, takes him to an inn, and gives money for his care. He keeps the spirit of the law. And the spirit of the law trumped the letter of the law. Sam received massive support in the social media, while the Bridge Authority was vilified. His story reminds us of the importance of living by the spirit of the law rather than the letter of the law. As the old book reminds us, the letter kills, but the spirit gives life. And thank you for tuning in once again to Village Church Connections.
Thanks for joining us for today's program. On tomorrow's show, Kathy Miskell will talk to us about the attitude of yes and all the magic that happens around Shell Point. And we'll recap the top stories from this week. I'm Rich Nation.
And I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi. This has been Shell Point Today for Thursday, August 6th. On behalf of all of us here at SPTV, we hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.